YouTubers officially broke Hollywood. Lock in.
This 16-year-old kid took a 4chan image of the backrooms and turned it into a viral horror video for YouTube, which would then turn into several more viral horror videos for YouTube, and eventually they would all perform so well that at just 19 years old, A24 would give this guy $10 million.
I've never seen any of those videos, probably on TikTok, but I've never actually clicked on any of them. The thing about the Backrooms movie, let me just yap real quick. I know they're going to talk about Obsession and stuff, and we'll get into that, but off rip, the Backrooms, I've never seen the movie. I mean, I feel like the Backrooms is just something that died off a couple years ago. I mean, yeah, it was popping off. I feel like now it's just whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, it's surprisingly how many people care and have seen this movie and say it's good or whatever. But I mean, giving a kid who made random Backrooms on YouTube and then giving him a $10 million budget to go make it a movie, and he did it. I mean, that's crazy. And the fact that he pulled it off too, and people say it's very good, is also crazy too, because I feel like for a Backrooms movie, you would need a lot more than just $10 million. I mean, $10 million is a lot of money, but I feel like to make a Backrooms movie, you would need $50 million or something. So
hire him to take his backroom story and turn it would give this guy $10 million, and hire him to take his backroom story and turn it into a full-blown movie, making him A24's youngest director of all time. And somehow this isn't the only YouTuber who's doing this right now, because at the exact same time, Curry Barker, a sketch comedy YouTuber, is literally taking over the box office with a movie that only took him 20 days to shoot and cost only $800,000 to make, called Obsession. Not only that,
Obsession, let me just rant about Obsession real quick. So Obsession came out, right? I see it all over TikTok. In my head, I'm like, this doesn't look that bad, right? Next thing I know, it is all over. It's just I just see it every day on TikTok. I see clips, see people talking about it, see people saying it's the craziest thing they've ever seen in their life and all that. And then they keep doing it so much and so much. It got to a point to where in my head, I'm just I just started hating it. I was like, yeah, bro, this sucks. I'm never going to watch it. I don't care. This sucks. It was kind of like Euphoria. I watched Euphoria season 1 and 2. Season 3 was going to come out. I was like, I might watch it. It's all I saw whenever it came out. It was all I saw for over a month when they were releasing the episodes. It was 2 months straight. All I saw was just Euphoria on my TikTok and people talking about it. And I was just like, damn, I really don't want to watch this because people like this. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I just want to hate on it. So that's what I started to do with Obsession. And then one day, a friend of mine, he makes YouTube videos just like this. I'll shout him out. He literally texted me and he's like, I saw Obsession. It's not that bad. It's actually kind of good. It's not that scary, but it was still good. And in my head, I was like, yeah, bro, you're so corny for watching it. And it had just came out on digital. So I literally watched it that night. I'm pretty sure because I was bored, and it wasn't bad. It was good. I mean, it wasn't scary by any means, to be honest with you, because it just wasn't. Certain scenes, I feel like every scene that was supposed to be scary, it just felt awkward. It was kind of fun watching it because I kept replaying awkward moments. It was just fun seeing how long they let them go on for. It was a fun film. I don't think it was necessarily scary, but it was still enjoyable to say the least.
But to be honest with you guys, for the past couple of years, YouTubers have been taking over Hollywood. But how? How do these guys go from just being kids on YouTube with dreams like us to actually making movies like Obsession, The Backrooms, Shelby Oaks, Iron Lung, Talk to Me, Bring Her Back, which...
Never heard of Shelby Oaks or Bring Her Back. I know Talk to Me. I know Talk to Me and Iron Lung. Markiplier made Iron Lung. I haven't seen it. I heard it's pretty good. I mean, Markiplier's a pretty chill dude, so I wouldn't see how he'd mess up a movie, to be honest with you, because he makes good content. Yeah, Talk to Me is a movie that came out. I've never seen Talk to Me. I kind of wanted to see it when it came out, but yeah, RakaRaka. If you don't know who that is, it's two YouTubers. It's two twin brothers who make cool CGI videos. They make really cool stuff and CGI everything, and it looks really good. And they made a movie, I guess, about if you put your hand on something, it's a hand or whatever, you get to talk to dead spirits. It's something like that. I never watched it, but it got really good reviews. So I mean, good for them, honestly. And then there's another dude on here that's on the thumbnail that makes movie reviews, and he made a movie. I heard Moist Critical talk about the movie, I think it was him or somebody else. They just talked about how the movie was just shit. So I mean, it was a horror movie that just wasn't good. So
side note here. here? What's up with all these YouTubers making horror films? I mean, these guys all got some sick, dark, twisted minds. What the heck is wrong with you people? I mean, at least this guy, David F. Sandberg, who is another YouTuber, he made the movie Shazam, and that was a nice little heartwarming superhero movie. But that didn't matter because he went right back to the sick, twisted horror shots, baby. Yeah, I love
the dude that made Shazam is a YouTuber. It just showed clips of the second Shazam. I've never seen the second Shazam. I saw the first Shazam in theaters, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that movie was all right. Kind of fun.
Love that evilness, baby. We love the evil. Anyway, what's the deal here? Who started this trend? How are they doing this? What is their secret from leaving YouTube to becoming filmmakers? But most importantly, if we just follow the same steps and blueprints that their careers left for us, can any of us become filmmakers too? Okay, first of all, we got to talk about this man and his sick, dark, twisted.
Yeah, with like it was like a $900K budget. It was like less than $1 million budget too. Props to this dude for doing that. Most of these scenes were really good. The only scene I was there's like 2 scenes I was kind of iffy about. It was the scene where she walks backwards. A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, this scene's so freaky." It wasn't freaky to me because I watched it and I was like, "Did they just reverse her walking forward?" It looked like they just took an animatronic of her and made it walk backwards. I was just kind of replaying it, like, what did they do? It just looks weird. And then the other clip is it was the clip wherever she gets her, wherever she's like, "I was to your left, you're supposed to kiss me," and then just her head is just, yeah, it looked too unrealistic. Like the body that they gave her looked too unrealistic to be her. Her body wasn't twitching, wasn't moving, and like she was this thin, like literally her body was this thin. But I mean, like with a $900K budget, I mean, I'm not gonna like complain about it, to be honest. It was still pretty good.
Beautiful fantasy of a mind, because I just got home from seeing Obsession, and yeah, man, this movie is so good that it just exposed everything that Hollywood is doing wrong. But who the heck is this guy and how did he make it?
I don't know.
This is Curry Barker. He was born and raised in Alabama, and at 18 years old, he left his hometown to chase his dreams in LA of becoming an actor. And that's where he would meet his boy.
You have a really cute smile, no homo.
Whoa, what?
I love the way your clothes smell. You're in the shower, I sneak a sniff, no homo.
What? Cooper Tomlinson. Instantly, these guys would hit it off, and they would start a YouTube channel where they would upload comedy and horror sketch videos on a channel called That's a Bad Idea. But I guess this was the best freaking idea that they ever had, because not only would they go on to make multiple viral videos, but this would open multiple doors for them. Getting multiple horror shorts and films accepted at film festivals, landing guest appearances on Dave, but more importantly on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it's not the show that makes this important.
Never seen
but on
that
the
show.
night that him and his family got together to watch the premiere of him in this episode, before it aired, an episode of Simpsons was playing,
where he has a monkey paw and he's making wishes and stuff.
and this specific episode of The Simpsons gave him an idea that would completely change his life.
It hit
You told me that bro got the Obsession movie idea from a Simpsons episode. I mean, I guess.
me right then and there on the couch. That Obsession idea that I had would be perfect if it was a Wish movie. And so I
You
actually
already came
remember
up
the
with it.
moment. I remember being on the couch and being like, oh my God, and writing it down.
Fast forward a few years later, and 3 production companies would give this idea a $1 million budget, and Curry would spend 8 months working on this script. But more importantly, he was focusing on the branding and graphic design with his own mom about how the One Wish Willow was gonna look.
Designing it with my mom, I was very particular. I think I drove her crazy by the end of it, because like, oh, can you
awesome.
tweak this? Can you tweak that?
And look, I gotta tell you guys the truth. Even though I think this movie was amazing, I'm gonna have to tell you guys not to go and see it, because it scared me so freaking bad that I can't even sleep in my house tonight with my wife and kids. I'm gonna get in the car, drive to my mommy and daddy's house and sleep with them, because who knows what the heck is gonna happen.
It's not scary. I feel like it's more so they just go for like awkward things. The one thing this movie did a lot that I was actually a little bit surprised with is that they kept like the sound in this movie. They kept giving her like voices that weren't hers, that just sound a little too edited. And yeah, I didn't like that, to be honest with you. It relied a lot on that, try to like scare you. The only scene that I was actually creeped out by was the scene where he wakes up and she's just in the corner watching him sleep, and she just starts like crying, and her face just looks all, like insane. That scene was like, whoa. Like the entire time I was watching the movie, I was like looking in the corner of my room, like I was just like, holy shit. So I mean, that scene kind of got me a little bit. Besides that, it's just a bunch of awkward moments that, you know what I mean, it just makes you feel uncomfortable, not necessarily scared though.
Next, maybe my wife is gonna become obsessed with me and become psycho. I don't know. But
The
to keep it
flowers.
real, all the horror aside, this movie is not only such an amazing achievement in visuals, its sound design, its acting, but for me, what really makes this movie so incredible is the cinematography and the camera work. Oh my
It is
God.
good.
I'm telling you the truth, just the camera angles of this damn film made me want to soil myself. And honestly, I see this movie as a straight up diss track to Hollywood, because out of nowhere, a comedy sketch YouTuber put together a masterclass in storytelling. And the crazy part is there's another YouTuber who's doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. Now, look, I know we already talked about him a little bit in the beginning, but this guy and this movie specifically is about to mark what I think is a major shift in Hollywood and the type of movies they're gonna keep making. And his story is exactly why. Listen, at 16 years old, a kid named Kane Parsons in his bedroom.
I don't know. I mean, I want to watch it because it's getting hyped, but at the same time, like I don't know, bro. Like the whole Backrooms idea, I never really cared about. It never really intrigued me, to be honest with you. And it was popular like 3 or 4 years ago, and now they made a movie about it. So I don't know. If you want me to suggest to you what to watch out of like Iron Lung, Obsession, that you could just go watch Obsession. I'd rather watch Obsession. Like in my head, if I had to pick, I'd rather go see Obsession than go see Backrooms, to be honest with you. I don't know. The thing about Obsession is that it didn't really have CGI in it. It had such a low budget, and it still was it's so good. Like you couldn't even really tell that it had a low budget either, because that's how good it is. But then you got Backrooms, which it has a low budget, but you still have $10 million to play with. And I mean, I'm pretty sure the movie only has like 5 characters in it. So I mean, I don't know.
Use Blender, a free 3D animation software that anyone could download. See, I downloaded it and I made this donut. Can you say something nice about it so I don't cry myself to sleep tonight, please? It took me a long time. It was really hard. And with Blender, he used Adobe After Effects and Premiere to make a found footage horror short for YouTube about the
That is really
But let
cool.
me just remind you, years before he was deciding whether if he should go to college or if he should sign a deal with A24 to make a movie, he was working on video games, specifically Little Big Planet, where he would do 3D lighting and
I've seen it,
environments of
never
the game. And
played
before
it.
that, this guy was making music on GarageBand and FL Studio. But in 2015, he would make a YouTube channel that would go from making Minecraft and meme videos to eventually a place where he would upload his short films. But in 2019, this image would take over the internet. And as soon as he seen it, he became obsessed with the liminal space horror.
Backrooms became a thing in 2019. I remember the Backrooms being like a thing in like 2023. That's crazy.
And the lore behind it. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit and the whole world stopped, or what I like to call it, the real life Marvel blip, that's exactly when he decided to improve his skills in storytelling, music making, Blender, After Effects, etc. So at the end of the day, this is just a YouTuber who loves and grew up on the same exact lore,
That is
fan
pretty cool.
theories, games, and found footage videos of the Backrooms that him and his audience did. But here's the real question. Why the heck does any of this matter? Well, whether you've seen this movie, didn't see it, love it, or
Didn't
can't
see it.
freaking stand it, this film and its success is continuing to prove the simple fact that YouTubers are more in touch with their
I might be wrong in saying this though, but I've seen more glaze and like people talking about Obsession than I have seen from Backrooms though. I feel like Obsession is just more like, look, they had such a low budget and they made such a great film. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't really seen much about, well, I mean, I have seen Backrooms glaze, but not like as insane as Obsession. So
audience, and they know what people want to see on screen. But Kane and Curry didn't start this trend or new wave of YouTubers turned filmmakers. It was actually these two brothers.
yep.
This is Danny and Michael Filippo, and yeah, I changed my outfit. This video took a long time, a lot of scary movies. I had to go to church today and rebuke everything I saw. But anyway, everyone knows these guys from their YouTube channel name, RakaRaka. I don't know. I didn't watch them growing up, but that's their YouTube name. And if you ask anyone, they'll tell you the truth. And that's the fact that these two brothers from Australia started this whole trend of YouTubers turning into filmmakers. And that's because for years, they would just make viral videos on the internet, originally starting off with just wrestling each other and their friends in their backyard. But it wasn't until 2014 when they made their first major viral video called Harry Potter vs. Star Wars. And this is what would eventually get them to move from Australia to Los Angeles, where they would move into their content creator house, which at the time was a very common thing. I mean, everyone was doing it. And honestly, I didn't grow up knowing or watching any of these guys' videos, but when I went back to go watch their old stuff, I realized there were just a couple of brothers doing whatever the heck they wanted and trying to make viral videos in the process. videos. In their content house, they would continue to make vlogs and other viral videos, but in 2018, they would end up getting evicted out of that house, and somehow Michael would land a boxing card on the KSI versus Logan Paul fight back when every famous social media guy was just boxing each other for some reason. However, in 2022, when they got the opportunity to make a horror movie called Talk to Me, this is the movie that would completely change their lives. Because not only did it crush at Sundance in 2023, but when A24 saw it, they immediately picked it up. And when Talk to Me came out in theaters, it made $92 million on a budget of $4 million. Ooh. And just like that, two brothers who—
That's a lot. That's a lot of money that they made. Holy shit.
Who used to freaking wrestle each other in their backyard would end up making a movie that even Peter Jackson, the guy who made The Lord of the Rings, he called it one of the best, most intense horror movies he's seen in years. And a lot of other people were calling it one of the best horror movies they ever seen. I just won't see it because I'm too freaking scared, all right? I'm scared. I'm a wussy boy. Because after they made A24 all of that freaking money, they immediately brought him right back to make another movie. And this one was called Bring Her Back, which is another movie that everyone loved and made tons of money, but I didn't see it because I'm still a wussy. But hey, I enjoyed the clips I watched of it, and I also enjoyed watching people review that movie, especially this guy's review, who's a YouTube movie reviewer who—
This is the guy that made a bad horror film.
Also would end up making a movie. Now listen to me, I don't know about you guys, but for a very long time, before I went to go see a movie or right after I finished watching one, the first thing I would do was go straight to YouTube and watch one of these man's videos, and that man's name is Chris Stuckmann. And instead of just yapping about movies to his friends or his family, he decided, I'm gonna record myself as I yap about it and then upload it straight to YouTube. And this was probably the best idea he ever had, because not only would this become his dream job, but it would also get him a whole lot closer to his other dream job, and that was making a movie. So he would make his own Kickstarter and ask his own audience of millions of subscribers to help fund his first ever directed movie, Shelby Oaks. And it raised over $1.3 million on Kickstarter, becoming the most funded horror project in Kickstarter history. Years later, and he would finally make the film, getting his chance to finally premiere it in 2024 at a film festival. And when the company Neon seen it, they loved it so much that they doubled his budget for reshoots, and then they marketed it as their major Halloween event in 2025. It made over $8 million on a budget of $1 million. And look, I'm not gonna lie, the reviews for this one were mixed. Variety ripped—
You only make $8 million, Obsession makes $100 million, you know, and your reviews suck this, so I mean,
it apart. Even other YouTube film reviewers were giving this a pretty harsh review. But you know what, man? Who the heck cares? Because at the end of the day, a film critic from Ohio— no,
we should all care. His whole job is he reviews films. He's a film critic, and then he goes and he makes a shit film. It's, we're not just be like, oh, he was able to make a film. Oh my God, we got to think about the bright side. No, you made a bad film, and your whole thing is talking about films. You should know how to make a good film. Then, well, I can't say that, but you should know the ideal of a good film at least.
Freaking movie lover from Ohio who just talked about movies on YouTube for over a decade, made his dream real. But the next YouTuber on this list didn't even talk about movies at all. All he did was play games. So how the heck did a gaming YouTuber direct, write, produce, and act in his own freaking movie?
I gotta see all these.
Coke, there's always gonna be a Pepsi. If I say Uber, there's always gonna be a Lyft. But if I say there's always gonna be—
Hello everybody, my name is
Markiplier. We all know this guy. Most of us grew up on his videos, but if you didn't, you probably had a little annoying cousin that didn't had his videos on full blast all day, and the guy was just screaming in your ear. But unlike all these other guys who were kind of familiar with the space, he was just solely focused on games. However, in 2022, he played a $6 indie horror game called Iron Lung, about a convict forced to pilot a submarine through an ocean of blood on a desolate moon. I don't know, man. And I guess he absolutely—
That is crazy, though. Like, this game looks like shit. I'm not gonna say the game's shit. Okay, the game's probably really good if you wanted to make a whole movie about it, but the quality, the graphics, I mean, it's a cheap game, so.
Through an ocean of blood on a desolate moon. I don't know, man. And I guess he absolutely fell in love with this game's story and its lore, because in 2023, not only did he announce that he was directing, but he was also writing, editing, starring, producing, and funding
He did all of it?
All by himself. No studio, no distributor. He literally financed, marketed, and self-distributed the movie to all theaters by himself. And with a budget of $3 million, this movie would end up making $52 million at the box office. So what's happening here? How are all these YouTubers becoming
That is insane. I didn't know. I thought it had like a business behind it. You're telling me he just really that's actually insane. Props to him. I ain't seen it, but
filmmakers. And what are they doing differently than others to get exactly where they're at right now? To be honest with you, I don't think it's anything they're necessarily doing. I think it's because studios are starting to realize that all of these creators have something that Hollywood hasn't.
it's because it's authentic. Like it's actually coming from like pure, like they're wanting to make these. It's not just like some random person that's writing this and then giving it off to a director and then they're like, all right, what can I do with this? And they know the idea of what they're doing. They wrote it, because with most things it's just like you have like 30 writers and then you have like a director and then you have other people that are like simultaneously kind of directing it sometimes, and then you have multiple producers and you have all this stuff going on. The thing about this is you just have a guy that's writing it, producing it, you know what I mean? Like they're so hands-on with it. It's like they know exactly what they want to do. They're passionate about it. This is also their one opportunity to make something good.
Been able to manufacture or consistently find for years, and that's a guaranteed audience. Because when Kane Parsons and A24 met up, I'm pretty sure Kane didn't have to do much convincing to the studios because they seen he already knew what he was doing. I mean, the guy took a simple picture of the backrooms and fleshed it out to a full story with lore and detail. Not only that, but he mastered the look, the VFX, and the art of how to make a found footage scary story about this story. So who the heck else should make a movie about the backrooms other than the guy who's basically made the backrooms what it is today? Same thing for Curry Barker. When he met up with Focus, he didn't need to pitch himself or his talents or his vision, because not only did he have a consistent audience with his professionally made skits that he was doing, but with only $800, he already made a film festival winning awesome movie called Milk and Cereal that's
I saw that
on YouTube. With
I saw Dead Meat, whenever Obsession came out, I saw Dead Meat do a kill count on this. It was pretty good too.
2.4 million views, by the way, which is probably only going to go up after his movie Obsession just came out. And look, for years, I know it's been feeling like true, real cinema has been dying and everything has been becoming really
CGI slop.
IP based. Everything's a reboot, everything's a sequel, everything's got to be a major franchise. But right now, more than ever, it feels like film is back. And it's just crazy to me that it took YouTubers, people that are literally younger than me, who grew up.
It's because it's authentic, you know what I mean? Like they're actually, this means something to them.
Loving and watching the same stuff I did, looking up to the same directors and actors that I did, have now somehow officially taken over Hollywood, and they're showing all these major studios and big time directors everything they're doing wrong. And that's the fact that your movie doesn't have to have any of those things to make money. Because as stupid as it sounds, if you just make a good freaking original movie, we'll show up for it and it'll make money. So as of right now, much. I think it's safe to say the next wave of major directors and filmmakers, they're not in film school, they're right here on YouTube. And honestly, these guys are now living proof that Hollywood is not gatekept anymore. Because in my opinion, if you put the Lord first and work as half as hard as these guys did, literally anything is possible. But can we stop with the freaking horror movies? I can't sleep at night, guys, please.
Yeah. This is a pretty good video, though, honestly. I like the message too at the end of it. We'll give that a like, and make sure to subscribe to this dude. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, they're just being all, it's authentic, and it's something that they truly like love, and they're putting their all into it. That's the difference between just CGI bullshit slop or just a reboot of something. So it's unique and it's different, and I mean, you know, it's really good too. So they're doing a good job. So hopefully more people do that, so we can get good films that don't need to have like a $500 million budget and still just suck. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.